Hello and welcome to the second part of our Poland live stream. We are currently 144 kilometers from the border with Ukraine, where I'll be dropping off these supplies. And tomorrow morning, very early, picking up some refugees, heading out to drop them off somewhere in Europe. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see the picture okay. If you can, leave a comment, let me know. This is Graham Hughes with UK4UKR.com, UK for Ukraine. Series of trips that we're undertaking over the next few months, as long as it takes, so this dreadful conflict in Ukraine is over. We'll be going over. Picture good? Sound good? Excellent. We'll be going over and delivering urgently needed medical equipment and also humanitarian aid. Stuff like push chairs for kids, prams, child seats, car chargers, like phone chargers that will be in the car. Delivered a defibrillator, child pads that we're delivering today. So the defibrillator can be used on children under the age of 8 if necessary. The defibrillator that we delivered 2 weeks ago has already saved the life. We've also delivered an oxygen compressor, an oxygen concentrator to allow the staff there to give people oxygen. And also I've got oxygen in the van with me today to drop off. Got lots of children's clothes, we've got lots of coats for kids at the moment. Loads of nappies as well. Just basically brought over what's been asked for by the people at the border. And as things have a tendency to do, a lot of things that are planned, the situation is quite fluid. I've come alone on this journey. I haven't come with Bear or Kieran or anyone because we needed the extra seats to fit everybody in, so we could take an entire family to the UK, which was the original plan. One of the members of the family is pregnant, and we thought before the weekend she may have gone into labour, which was a bit of a worry because if she had given birth, her baby would have needed a new visa. But since the Russians have retreated now to the east of the country and have left Kiev and Lviv, she's decided to go back because she wants to give birth to her child on the Ukrainian soil. So I'll be taking some other refugees tomorrow morning, taking them where they need to go. And Tuesday I'll be returning to the UK. Other thing that's changed is I was supposed to be meeting Gordon on the border, the guy we met last time. He's literally just texted me to say he's been called away. I won't be there. Which is a bit shit. So I'll be meeting up with all of the colleagues, people he works with. Come up from Texas. This guy with a big cowboy hat should be easy to spot. So should be arriving at the border around 8:30. I was aiming for 8 o'clock, but I don't like driving if I'm not feeling 100%, so I've taken a few breaks today. Obviously, I've been doing a lot of driving over the last 2 days. I'm going to make sure that I get a good night's kip tonight, possibly in the van on the border. I'll be up early tomorrow, driving back across Poland to wherever these refugees that I pick up need to go to. They might only need to go to Warsaw, they might need to go to Berlin, they might need to go to Dusseldorf, they might need to go to Amsterdam, they might need to go to Paris, who knows. They might even need, it's 211 kilometers to live in. They might even need to go to the UK. They've got visas. I can take them. Apparently, when people get a visa from Britain, God knows why they'll want one, considering how unwelcoming we have made the whole process. But apparently, if you do get the visa, it comes with not one, not two, but three pictures. Three pictures of Michael Gove and Priti Patel. Yeah. You're escaping a war zone. Kind of the last thing you need. The sun is setting in the west. Currently heading east, obviously. The sun is setting behind us. Before I started streaming again, I was driving. Very difficult. Seeing my rear view mirrors, well, my wing mirrors, because the sun was directly behind me. Don't really want to be traveling tomorrow westwards during sunset. I like to be driving westward. Hopefully, 6 o'clock, 6:30. Gordon reckons that the Humanitarian Aid Centre, where they arrange for refugee transportation, is open 20. That's the case. Then great. I will get there, stay over, sleep in the van, and leave early tomorrow morning. Yeah, Chris is saying, lol, just what the refugee wants to see pictures of those idiots. Yeah. Two worst people imaginable. So Boris Johnson went to Kyiv today, photo op, pretending that he really cares about the people of Ukraine. As has been pointed out in the comments already today, if you really care for the people of Ukraine, it would make it so they could just come to the UK and apply for a visa once they were there. It's what you can do in most other countries in Europe. You don't have to get a visa in advance. Britain is the only country in the whole of Europe where you need to get a visa in advance. You don't even need to get a visa in advance for Russia or Belarus if you're mad enough to want to go there. No one shot Boris Johnson with a camera. Obviously, that's what we're talking about. Would have been nice if someone had shot him with a camera, taken some shots. Some nice little pop shots with a camera at Boris Johnson. Would have been good. Something we know, there's not enough shots of Boris Johnson to furnish Rupert Murdoch's ragged newspapers. Help the Ukrainian refugees. Yeah, that's basically what we should do. I feel so disgusted at my government right now. I can't put it into words how evil they are. Yeah, man. Evil. Evil, evil, evil. So, bobbing along the motorway at the moment. We're at about 120 kilometers an hour. About 10 kilometers less than the speed limit, I think. Yeah, I'll get overtaken, but not much traffic on this Sunday evening. It is 7:15 local time. Oh, now the speed limit's gone down to 110. Slow down. Warning, snowflakes ahead. complaining about things like, I don't know, rights. And they're like, don't worry when someone calls you a snowflake. So you get a load of snowflakes together, cause an avalanche, which is unstoppable. So I'm going to keep the feed going here for a little while. Soon it's going to get too dark. You're not going to be able to see much. At that point, I will knock the feed off. But until then, I was going to say enjoy the scenery, but you can't see any scenery at the moment. All you can see is bloody road. So enjoy the road. But you don't give a shit about people who are not him. Yeah. There's only one person that Boris Johnson cares about, and that is Alexander Boris de Pfeffel Johnson. Joe, if you've sent me the animation again, I haven't had a chance to download it because obviously I'm on the road and it would be over mobile data at the moment. Shit, I should have downloaded it actually when it was at Marinas. But I will download it when I get back. Hopefully it won't time out again. So we're about 120 kilometers from the border at the moment. Now this is the A4, this road. This goes on into Ukraine, but we're actually going to be taking a bit of a detour to go to Medika. Medika is one of the smaller border crossings. Still an important border crossing though, as it is where the railway crosses into Ukraine. In 1 hour, you probably reach refugees. Well, I'll be at the border in about 1 hour and 15 minutes, give or take. Like I say, I'm not particularly bombing it down the road. I'm not in a massive hurry. Get there when I get there. It's dark, drop all the stuff off. Then I'll arrange to take some refugees tomorrow morning. I'll get some kit, and then I will leave early, maybe 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Head off back from whence I came. And I will drop people off on the way. Hopefully, be able to get them to their destination same day. Same day delivery. And if I can do that, and then on Tuesday, I can bomb it home as quickly as humanly possible. I have a train to catch from London at 8 o'clock at night on Tuesday, and of course it's non-refundable, as train tickets are. And I've also got to get this van back to Kieran, the van driver, before I do that. So can't be buckadoodling around. Oh, buckadoodling. It's not like I could drive to central London and meet Kieran. He could pick the van up, take the van off me, because this thing wouldn't be allowed in central London. It's the ultra low emission zone. So we're going to stay on the A4 here for another 90 kilometers or so. Now, last time we did this, Bear and I ended up driving through these little tiny villages on the way to the border. We won't be doing that this time. We'll just be staying on the main road. We know better. In some ways, this has been a bit of an easier drive. I only wish I had got over to Calais a little bit earlier. Obviously, my train was late and it was slim pickings for train tunnel times that I could actually use, any use to me. Supposed to be getting on the train at 1:20 in the morning. I ended up not getting on the train until after 3:20 in the morning, which was suboptimal. So next time, I think late train over, keep in Calais, or actually drive on the other side for 45 minutes, get into Belgium, keep there the night. One of the things as well about being on your own, you can keep in the van, which is good if you're parking somewhere a little bit dodgy. Like Calais is a little bit dodgy to park. You've got loads of stuff. So if you're on your own, you just keep in the van. If there's two of you, you can't really keep in the van. Is the chat being funky? I don't know. Are you being funky, chat? If it does, I'll send it again. Yeah, Joe. Super Tansky's waiting to see it. Super Tansky says she might do it with me. She might do the aliens, the orbiters with me. Be hilarious. Very, very sweary. Yeah, what we want, Joe, is a way that I can just feed it through After Effects. I've got After Effects, so if you can make this happen, and basically have it set up so that the mouth movements work with the sound. Quite simple way, and we can just record 3 minutes of audio talking about what's happened that day. Just record it off the phone, and then I can just put that up straight onto the show. God, it takes you 2 days to upload it. I'm so sorry. Joe's already uploaded it twice. Once to Dropbox, and it wanted all my contacts, all of my Gmail contacts, and I was like, no, you can't have all them. I mean, there's some contacts in there that I haven't contacted in 15 years. Like, how? No, you can't have my contacts. And it's like, no, in order to get this, in order to make sure that this Dropbox file is this little animation that Joe's done for me. In order to make sure that it is secure, I need to know the names of everyone you've ever emailed in the last 15 years. It's like, what, Dropbox? What? Why would you possibly need that? Why would you need that unless you were stealing people's emails, Dropbox? How that gets past the DCMS, whatever it's called, the rules about people's digital identities, I have no idea. It does annoy me though that someone, oh, go away, mate. Was it the king? But that's an Audi. It's a Skoda. Okay. Wasn't expecting an Audi. He just came up right behind me and flashed his lights. Like, it's obviously going past a slower car. I don't need visa. I can't read all that. Sorry, it's too many words. Have to ask how's the coffee been? It's been awful, Bear. It's been absolutely bloody awful, mate. Like seriously, I wish you hadn't told me that coffee is not supposed to taste like that. I just thought that was just coffee, but obviously that I've been drinking bad coffee, bad burnt German coffee, and the coffee in the Czech Republic wasn't much better. So we're not far from the border with Slovakia at the moment. So we're kind of like in the very south of Poland. Gone past Krakow already. We're about 100 kilometers from the border with Ukraine. Trust an Italian when it comes to coffee. Yeah, because you can't trust an Italian any other time. That was a joke. That was a joke. Don't send the mafia on to me. That was a joke as well. God. I'm just digging it, man. Oh. That's a cool bridge. I like that bridge. More bridge porn for you then. I'll pass your comments on to Paolo. Don't you dare, mate. I don't want the Russian seed mafia coming to get me. Actually, I know Paolo through the EU flag mafia, and that's what he called it. I think he was in charge of the EU flag mafia. So if he's allowed to throw around the M word, then I am as well, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's quite interesting that a lot of the stuff that came together with UK4UKR came about because of the EU flag mafia, Three Blokes in the Pub, being Kieran's podcast that we used to make. So it was all the Romaniacs getting back together, you know, get the band back together. And then this guy right behind me. And then get in the van with Bear, and one of the first things he tells me is that he voted leave. And I just was thinking, oh my god, 4 days in a van with a leaver. But he's all right. I think he's seen the error of his ways. The most expensive coffee I ever tasted was Czech Airport. It was hideous. Well, I've had that coffee that's been pooed out by a civet cat. You know, the stuff you get in the Philippines. I forgot what it's called. Cuyo, maybe? Or is that Ecuadorian for guinea pig? One of the two. Cuyo? Don't know. Someone find out what the civet cat shit coffee is. I've had that. It's all right. Cool. Well, yeah, I was just thinking if I can just open it as an AI file and then sync up the words, sync up the mouths with the audio so that it automates the mouth movements depending on what the audio is. Get some clean audio. The good thing is as well, if it's me and Super Tansky doing it, then it'll be really obvious whose voice is who for the thing generating the voice movements. Whereas if I'm trying to do it with another bloke, it might be a bit difficult if the way we say certain words sounds the same. Kopi, that's it. Kopi Luwak. Thanks, Chris. Kopi Luwak. I've had on the island of Mindanao, a place called General Santos, which is where, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, pugilistic arts, Manny Pacquiao was from. He's in General Santos. General Santos on the island of Mindanao. Now, Mindanao is quite a fun place. It has Philippines is generally a Catholic country. It was a Spanish colony for many years, and then after World War II, it kind of became an American colony. So it got Catholicism, the Spanish, and then it got guns from the Americans. Best of both worlds. Someone explained to me that it wasn't. So on the island of Mindanao, there is a lot of people who trace their heritage back to Malaysia, Sulu Islands, which lay between Borneo and the Philippines. It's actually part of the Philippines. A lot of people ethnically from Indonesia and also from Brunei, etc. The whole area, you should know, is predominantly Muslim area. Obviously, there are certain islands in Indonesia which are other religions. Famously, Bali is Hindu, and the island of Flores is Christian, but most of the other islands in Indonesia are Muslim. And Mindanao has a sizable Muslim population in the islands. And therefore, there are a group that would like to break away from the rest of the Philippines and be their own independent Islamic states within being an independent country. There are the Sulu Islanders. I don't think they've committed any acts of violence yet, but there is a violent group, a described terrorist group, that operates in the Filipino island of Mindanao. And, it's called the Mindanao Islamic Liberation Front. I'll leave you for a moment to have a think about what the acronym of that group is. Too much clarity. Does make Mindanao a dangerous part of the Philippines to travel around in, like public transport, etc. I think the absolute clown that is currently president in the Philippines, who was last time I checked, but Duterte, I think he's from Mindanao as well. I think he was the governor of Mindanao or the mayor of General Santos or something like that. Guy's a lunatic. Thanks about killing people. Indeed. One hour from the border now. 1 hour from the border with Ukraine. I'm arriving there just after 8:30 tonight. Unloading the stuff, and then I'll probably have an early night tonight. Might try and arrange pick up tomorrow morning early, 6 o'clock. Please join me for that. I'm going to knock the feed off soon. 2 reasons. One, it's getting dark. Two, no one's giving any super chats. So if you want to keep this going, super chat would work to some extent. But yeah, I'm going to knock it off. Also, when I get close to the border, the phone will stop working, which is really irritating. There you go. What I might do is buy a Polish SIM card. This is an idea. Buy a Polish SIM card when I get to the border, which I can then use in other EU countries. Unlimited, my friends, unlimited. I know they've got them at the border because I've seen the little orange tent. Is it orange? One of those telecoms companies. How many trips have I done now? Is being asked by Nick and Diff. This is the second. It's just the second, Nick. First one I did with Chris Bear Rossi, who's leaving comments here, so he's watching avidly. He's having flashbacks to literally 2 weeks ago when we were doing this exact journey on this exact road. Yeah. Actually, last week, at this time of night, we were still in Germany. And it wasn't until past midnight that we crossed the border. Oh no, it was about midnight actually, because remember we went to the KFC on the border. They didn't have any chicken left. I was a bit worried about there being no KFC left. Sorry, the KFC being closed because it closed at midnight. So that'd be right. So we crossed the border around midnight, and then we got to the border crossed the border into Poland. I should stress about midnight, and then we actually got to the border with Ukraine at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And Bear drove through the night. He drove all night to get to Ukraine. As Roy Orbison once didn't sing. Nearly sung. Are you doing this trip solo? Asked Nick and Dave. Yeah, just me on this one, mate. Great. Just little old me. So we got a bit slower than we went last time. Last time we left the UK around 11 p.m. on Friday night, no, Saturday night, and we were at the border by 8 a.m. on Monday. Whereas this time, I'm going to be getting to the border tonight around 8:30 in the evening, staying over at the border. I'll just sleep in the car, and then next, what's next? And then tomorrow morning, yeah, I'll be getting up really, really early, 6 o'clock start, and heading out once again to drop people off from Ukraine. We've got families, homes that have sponsored them to come and live with them. Nice people like that. Thousands of people in the UK have signed up to take Ukrainian refugees. Thousands of people have signed up, and unfortunately, because our government is so evil, we've only handed out a handful of visas. So the thousands of Ukrainians just hanging around in Poland, waiting for some bureaucracy to be done, waiting for some paperwork to be done, so they can get on with their lives, which has already been turned upside down by Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. When I say I hate the Tories, I really, really mean I hate the Tories. And if you've ever voted Tory in the past and you're watching this video, may I make a humble suggestion that you head over to the UK4UKR.com page and give us a massive donation, because I assume that you're rich, because why would you vote for Tory if you weren't rich? And I don't know, if you want to go to heaven, you're going to have to start paying your way, my friends. You're going to have to start paying your way. You've got a lot of penance. You've got a lot of penance to do, my friends. A lot of penance. With a shower of absolute shite that is in power in the United Kingdom of Great Britain. And was that the bit of the Bible about the eye of the needle? Yeah. If you want to go to heaven and you're rich, give us all your money, because otherwise you won't go to heaven. That's how you know that people who say they're religious, not really religious, if they're rich. Anyway, I seem to be having connection problems, so I think now will be a good time. UK response has been interesting, says Houghton125. Not sure if that ban on refugees. Not sure if it says something about our priorities. The UK's response, I mean, people have been great. The government's been bloody awful. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna knock this on the head. If I can get signal at the border, you might get a video later at the border. Might meet some people who are working there. Say hello. But until then, I'm going to leave you my lost highway. or maybe the end of Mad Max. Well, that's not nighttime. Maybe the end of Terminator 2. There you go. Roll credits.